recording so we can get started here. All right, so we are live in the Daring Dream Team group and we are recording. This is Saturday. Now this will be, just so for those of you who are here, this will now be probably the last one for August because I think next Saturday is the 31st or something like that. And we'll let you guys, it's either 30 or 31st, and I want you guys to have full days at the end of the month to push hard. And I know for some of you, for me included, my numbers are down a little bit this month, and August can be one of those months where your people are really going crazy, or typically more times than not, it's not that great a month. July and August are just, it's summer, and people have got other things going on. But what that means is that we push harder and harder and harder. I mean, just before I went down on, I got an email from somebody saying, "I'm ready to sign up. Send me the link." You know, so you just keep going, and hopefully this person is going to come in as an executive and join the team and get started. But and that's what I want to talk about today. I'm sure a lot of you saw Jenna's recruiting training yesterday. I want to go through that. For those of you who haven't seen it, you're going to get the summary of it, but I encourage you, I'm going to show you some things first before we get into that. But I want you to understand that two things. One is you need to reach out to your entire team. They need to understand and know that next month, September, October, and November are statistically, for the last 40 years for me, the biggest months for network marketing of the year. This is when people have just got off their vacations and they're wanting to pay for them. They're either, and they want to start getting money together because it's coming up on the holidays. September and October are typically explosive months for people. But here's even the better side of it. If you don't run into the convention with momentum, you're going to be behind the ball compared to those people that have momentum. And when I say momentum, I don't necessarily mean that you're signing up people. Momentum is based on the process and the activity that you have. Don't get caught up on the results, because I do that. We all do that. We think, oh no, you know, my numbers are down. I'm not recruiting. I'm not bringing in people. And we get despondent, and that becomes something that changes our mindset. And then we become self-proclaiming prophecies, right? Because we're sitting back and we're thinking we're not doing anything right, and we are. And then it just is kind of like speaking to the universe, and it's saying, okay, if you don't want to do anything right, you're not. And I know, and I'm telling you this because I struggle with this every single day. I get up, I look at my numbers, and obviously I'm not a 100K affiliate yet, so they're not where I want to be. And I've got to make a conscious choice of saying, you know what? Here's my mindset. My mindset is I'm a 100K affiliate. The numbers may not reflect it, but what do they know? I'm a 100K affiliate. I'm a 5K affiliate. I start really hunkering down. Is that a word? Troy, is that a word? That's a word. Okay, good. I start hunkering down on my affirmations, getting my mind and my vibration and my set and my talk to God in line with what I know He's promised. My wife and I were reading scripture yesterday, and one of the scriptures were that I have come to give you life, and to give you life more abundant. So even if you're not a Christian or religious person or anything else, the Bible is an incredible book that tells us that the universe, for me, it's God and my Savior, but it is out there promising you abundance in life. And we're the ones that are sabotaging it. You are going to be so blown away when you hear Bob Proctor at the convention. And if you haven't been listening to any Bob Proctor, listen to some Bob Proctor. Listen to some Jenna Zweigel. Listen to some Robert. Listen to Carlos Martinez. You know, he's always talking about your mindset, right? So I can tell you, after 40 plus years of being in network marketing, that the biggest thing that you can do, without question, the biggest thing that you can do to get yourself out of the slump, over the hump, off the depression or the despondence or the anxiety and everything, is right here and right here only. Having the success isn't going to change things if you haven't got the success because your mindset changed into it. Because what's going to happen is short term into that success, you're going to have some failures. And if your mindset isn't ready for it, you're going to go down the rabbit hole. You've got to have that protection of the mindset. Every single day, you should be setting aside time to work on your mindset. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about a number of things today, and I'm going to try to keep this to 6 hours if I can. Okay, maybe not 6 hours, but some of you are going, I knew it. I knew it. I knew I should have just watched the replay. I don't have all day. You know why I resonate with Jenna so much? I resonate with Jenna so much because one of the things she said yesterday was, I try to make it fun and make people laugh, right? And I love that because, I'm looking at Cheryl's face and Susan and Dawn and Laura and all these people and Troy and Ellen and everybody laughing, because I said something stupid. Well, maybe not quite so stupid. But anyways, what does that do to your feeling, right? It enlists an emotion and a feeling where you just, you want to be a part of something, that's fun. Because I can turn on the TV, and if you guys don't know this, turn your TV on, put it on a news channel, and see how long it takes you to become bummed out, right? Carlos knows what I'm talking about. It's 30 seconds. So 30 seconds into the news, and you're going, are you kidding? They're still doing this, There's still these, and I've almost got, except for I think it's important, but I hate it when on my watch or on my phone, I get the Amber Alerts, right? Because it gives you this big loud noise. I mean, it's something that, yesterday I was sitting in the house and I was actually talking with somebody and my wife said, honey, the police are outside our house. I'm like, the police are outside our house. And I went out and there were 2 or 3 cop cars on the street in front of our house and everything. I'm like, okay, nobody's in the car. They're obviously not at my house. What's going on, right? But, there's a lot of people that becomes a whole new part of life, right? Let's find out what's going on. Let's chase it all down. Let's get all the gossip going. Oh, yeah, so-and-so's got, Up here, I can't, we talk about protecting the house, right? We talk about protecting the house as far as our business goes, making sure you're compliant and all those other things. Well, I'm going to tell you what's even more important is protecting this up here. If you are not protecting your mindset, you are going to struggle. Take advantage and take excitement with the small wins. And I'm gonna call him out and he'll laugh at me, but it's okay. I got a call yesterday from a young man, and I was just so blown away and so excited because he was just calling to let me know that he got his ticket, he got his plane ticket. And he's looking at me now going, I know who you're talking about. And he got his room ticket. Everything's paid for. He is coming to convention. Congratulations, Jim Eckel. Boy, he has joined the group coming to convention, right? He made a decision. And he was so excited about that small thing. Now, does him coming to convention change whether or not he's going to make money or not? Certainly could. Certainly could. Right? Because I'll tell you that in all my years of being in network marketing, I can't promise you that everybody goes to convention is going to come out of that and be a 6 or 7 figure earner. But I do know this one thing. Every 6 and 7 figure earner I've ever known has gone to conventions. So you read into that what you want to read into it. All right. All right. So one of the things that I find that happens with us, and Chris is going, I mean, his hands are going, but I don't know he's talking to me. One of the things that I've been finding and has always been a problem, Carlos and I talked about this the other day. One of the biggest things I've heard over the years of people having challenges has always been I either don't get enough support or I get so much support, I'm just confused. And what do confused people do? Don, what do confused people do? Nothing, right? Confused people do nada, zero, zilch. They become dead in the water because there's always the next thing that they feel like they've got to do, right? And I know we've got, we got the vision team, we got the dream team, we got the power team, we got Jay-Z Mastermind, we've got all of these things going on that people can draw from. And I started to feel like we need one thing that clearly, cleanly puts everything in an organized manner. So I came up with our Daring Dream Team training and resource portal. Okay. So I want to go over this morning so that everyone knows exactly how to get to it, how to use it. And it's really, I made it as simple as possible, and how to get your team. Because if you're the only one on your team using it, you're going to be the only one answering all of their questions. And then what you don't have as a business, you now have a job. Your tech support for your company. Anybody want to be tech support? The gentleman that lives next to me, he works from home. He's tech support. He's on the phone all day long answering people's questions, and he leaves his window open, so sometimes when I'm out with the chickens, I can hear him talking. And the only thing that goes through my mind is, that is the last thing in the world I want to be doing. Right? I don't care how much money it pays. I just don't want to be spending all of my time, not because I don't love you all to death, but that's a job. See, he's getting paid as a job. Anybody here want a job? Another job? Right? If you're going yes, then great. Reach out to me. I will let you answer all the questions I have to answer. Then you can have a job. Okay. Some of you now aren't laughing. Okay, but anyways, so I'm gonna.
Hey, Ron. Before you get started,
Yeah.
you may want to shut off the dings, because as everyone's jumping on, it's dinging and dinging and dinging.
I did. Thank you. I know it was giving me crazy, so I just shut that off. Thank you.
All right, and then everyone else, folks. Another message. So even though you're not, I guess, now we all consider you part of the Daring Dream Team. We love you guys. As you know, we have an open group. Even if you're not officially part of the Daring Dream Team, feel free. In the Facebook group, everyone is welcome. Invite your teams. Ron has a ton of resources. We are so blessed and honored to have a leader like Ron to give us so much resources. Add him to the YouTube channel. Again, this is an open group. Again, whether you're officially part of the Daring Dream Team or not, we love you like our family. Welcome your people here. They'll get so much benefit from it. So that's all I want to say. Like Forrest Gump says, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Okay, and that's true. And what I'm about to show you is not just for the Dream Team. This is for anybody that is in the company, as far as I'm concerned, in the Vision Team, the Power Team, wherever you're at. I want everybody and anybody to be able to use this. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay, can everybody see that? Okay.
Yes, we can see it fine, Ron.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up another one here. Okay. All right. This first site you see here is the onboarding. Okay, so and I'm showing you this because this is what I'm using now. Every time I bring a new person in, I'm going to send them to this link. Okay, and the link is really daringdreamteam.com/onboarding. Okay, daringdreamteam.com/onboarding. And the reason it's important to send them to this is because there's going to be a video here, and there is a video here, and I'm going to step them through in this video. I'm going to step them through exactly what they need to do in these next set of steps. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to tell them to do is get a hold of you, right? Because I want you, for everybody you bring on, I want you to have a conversation, either a Zoom conversation or a phone conversation with them, and figure out what it is they want to do. Figure out where they're at. Dreamscape with them, right? So I tell everybody that, and I know Carlos is great at this, Don's great at this, our leaders are really good at this. As soon as they bring somebody on, they either set up a Zoom with them. Sometimes they'll set up a Zoom with me and we'll all talk, you know, and mastermind and so forth. But you need to understand exactly what it is that your new affiliate wants out of this business. So I'm telling them, and this will be an indicator, when you send somebody to this site, if within minutes of you sending them the site, you either get a phone call or a messenger saying, okay, when can we talk? You know you've got a hot runner, right? You know you've got a hot runner. If you never hear from them and you have to reach out to them, now you've got to start, you know, wondering, okay, is this person going to really want to do this or what's going on? So this is kind of a sanity check, if you will, for that new person. You want them to reach out, okay? So the next thing that you want them to do is, after they've met with you and everything else, you want them to go to this portal and create an account. So when they click on this, right now it's going to take them because I'm already logged in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up what's called an incognito window, and it doesn't know anything. And I'm going to go to that link. Okay. And what they're going to see is going to look like this. All right. So if you haven't done this yet, you need to do this, right? Because you can't get in the portal unless you do it. So at this point, in the process, they are going to put in their email, choose a password, and click confirm to register. Okay, so they need to go to Daring Dream Team. They need to go to the onboarding and click the link and do what it tells them to do. Now, if you guys are already, you're already on board and everything else, then you need to go to daringdreamteam.com/messenger to get to this page to register. Okay, so you need to create your account. Now, once you've created the account, then you're going to be into this dashboard. You can save your login and everything else. And from that point on, if you go to daringdreamteam.com/membership, it will ask you to either log in or it'll automatically take you to the portal. Okay. Now, what I've done here is I've tried to organize this really, really straightforward. You can see you don't have to do searches. It's very, very easy. It's laid out cleanly. You've got two getting started kind of videos here to watch that talk about using the portal, okay? The first one is welcome to the team, and then the second one is the membership portal. And on each of these, there are links that they can go to get into their back office, some compliance, how to get their pre-enrollees, the links they need to give to their pre-enrollees to get back to them, all the places that they need to join, right? So they have them right there in one spot. You don't have to send them the messages like I used to do. Here are the Facebook groups you're in here's what's going on and so forth. Now, I'm not doing this because I don't want to be a part of the power team. You'll notice the power team's not on there. The reason I'm not putting the power team in there right now is because of the things. I'd have to have another video in there showing exactly how you become a part of the power team Facebook group. And I'm trying to make this easy right now. So these are just ones you go out and you reach out to and you do, okay? Then the first thing they see here is getting started step by step. Boom, step one, understanding your tools. I don't know how many times I've had people on the team reach out to me and say, hey, I've got somebody that's interested. What do I do now? Oops, what do I do now? You send them your link. Well, which link do I send them? I don't know. What are my tools? So I want every new person and every one of you, if you haven't, to start going through these. Now, I haven't got them all done yet. I've got the first 3 done. But you need to make sure that your team is in here and going through these. Now, the reason it's not like this is new stuff, but here's what I found. If I can do a video showing you instead of telling you, I have a hard time with getting started steps that are all verbs, all verbiage, right, or all text. Because when they're all text, people have a hard time following them, right? They just have a hard time following them. But if I can take you through, again, this is a step-by-step where they can see my screen, see exactly what to do, where each of them are. I talk about, which ones to use when, right? If you're a carpenter, a good builder or carpenter knows when to use the appropriate tool. Well, if you're going to be a professional in your business, you need to know when to use what tools. If you've got somebody that has no clue or doesn't have any desire to know about CBD, and it's not about, they just want a home-based business that's doing good, then you're going to want to probably send them one of these, opt-in pages that are opportunity designed and directed, right? But if you're talking to somebody that really is excited about being a part of the CBD industry, how huge it is, then you're going to want to send them hempworksbizopt.com, and you need to know that, and you need to have them available. We need to make sure that we understand that this is a business. and we need to treat it as a business. So you need to know what your tools are. And I love that's one of Jenna's first trainings in the Jay-Z Mastermind is knowing your tools. I got so excited when she put that up there because it was exactly in line what I believe is the first thing that people need to do. Because what is the first thing that most people do because they're so excited? They just go out and talk to everybody. And then they get people that are excited and want to know how do they find out more? And now they're lost. They have no clue. And they end up losing people because of that. So don't put the horse before the cart. No, don't put the cart before the horse. Always put the horse before the cart. Otherwise, the horse has to push the cart. Okay, never mind. Anyways, I did take my brain spray today, so I apologize. But you want to make sure that you don't put the cart before the horse, and you learn your tools, and your people learn their tools. That's why I believe this is number one. The next thing is step number two is know where to find your training, okay? And again, if you go down to the bottom here, I replicated these links again so they can, get them to join Robert's tribe. It's free, right? I'm going to talk a little bit about Vince Ortega's system and how you become a part of that too. And it's a different system, and it's more designed for marketers. It's not something I would say, okay, everybody jump in right off the bat. But it's an amazing. Vince and I have been in a lot of conversations over the last week or so. Okay. Step three, this is probably one of the most important things that we need to do a lot more and get a lot better at. Launching your business. You need to announce to the world that you've got a business, but you don't want to do that until you've found out what your tools are. In other words, you don't want to have a grand opening of a restaurant if you still don't have any tables or chairs, right? Got to make sure everything's ready for the grand opening. But when it's ready, within, say, a week or so, you're going to want to do, maybe within a couple of days, whatever that is, you're going to want to do a launch of your business. That is exactly what Robert did for me, what Robert did for Carlos. I believe he did one for Dawn. He did one for Lily. He's done one for Troy, and we have done them for a lot of you, right? So you need to reach up to your upline, whoever that might be. If your upline, you can't get a hold of your upline for some reason, which I would find amazing, but if you can't, reach out to me. If you're not direct to me, if you're under one of the other people, leaders on the team, or if you're not even on the team and you just want me to, be a part of launching your business and you're on the power team and not on the dream team or the vision team or someplace else, I don't care. It's just important you launch your business. Do you understand that? A rising tide floats all boats, right? So if everybody in the company has success, we're all going to have success. Because we all work together as a company and had success, we're able to say we're the number one fastest growing company in the world, right? That didn't happen because of the dream team. It happened because of the dream team, but it happened because of the power team, because of the vision team, because of all the other teams, okay? Then the next two, and there's going to be 6 of these, is picking and mastering, and obviously this isn't me, and I haven't got this video done yet. I will get that done in the next couple of days. Picking and mastering a marketing strategy. And this one is very, very important because you've got to decide how you're going to market your business. If you decide I'm going to do Facebook, then leave Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and Pinterest and all the rest of them off the table, out of your mind, and focus on getting to be the best marketer of Facebook that you can. But pick one and become an expert at it. Okay? The number 5 is figuring out what your DMO is. This is where people get lost because they just don't know what to do every day. And they're just shotgunning it. You're getting up in the morning and go, oh yeah, there's some things going on. Maybe I've got free time now. I'll do it now. Maybe, oh wait, I got a half hour a little later. I'll do it then. If you were running a McDonald's, if you just bought a McDonald's franchise and paid hundreds and millions of dollars to get off the ground and get started, would you haphazardly go and open up your McDonald's every day and close it? No. You have to go to a university. You have to pass that university. You have to follow all the instructions. You have to do it right because it's a business. If you're not getting paid as a business, you need to think about what you're doing and start working it as a business every single day, okay? You need to figure out what your daily method of operation is. And then you need to be consistent and stick to it, okay? Now, the rest of these areas are designed so that when I have a question on the compensation plan, cool. What are the monthly qualifying packs? Those ones that you pay a little bit, you pay a bunch up front, and you get some volume each month, and you're an executive for 6 months or a year, whatever. What are those? How do I transition a preferred customer to become a paid affiliate? How do I change my auto ship? How do I find where my pre-enrollees are? How do I order your monthly products to stay active? How does the rank advancement work? I'm just, look at how many are in here, and I'm adding and adding. I'm taking them from the YouTube channel and putting them here so that you can look in one spot and get any one of these. How does rank advancement work? Oh, let me see. I click on here. I come to this page. I watch a video on how rank advancement works, right? So this is going to be your catch-all place for anything that's business, miscellaneous, and technical. Okay, so here's why network marketing is the right choice. Robert Kiyosaki. Changing your Facebook timeline settings. So if I'm going to do, let's say I'm working with Wayne, we're going to launch his business. I'm going to say, hey Wayne, go to the back office under miscellaneous and technical training, and watch that video on changing your Facebook timeline. So that we make sure that everybody's going to see our launch on your Facebook profile. Okay, how do I do a Facebook Live from my phone? How do I go live using Zoom if I've only got the pro account and I'm using meetings and I don't have the webinar add-on to do all that stuff? I'm going to continue to add to these. I've got a ton of them in the YouTube channel. I'll just continue to add them. Marketing training. This is another one. How to sell using your story. The perfect prospect. Facebook Live training with Andre Popa. I pulled that out, talked to him to make sure he didn't have any problem with it. So I took his training he did on Tuesday and just cut out the section where he was talking about Facebook Lives and how to do them and how to handle all that, right? So this is going to continue to grow. This is a dynamic portal that's going to continue to grow. Advanced marketing. Okay, this first one is just, I'll give you a little introduction. I'm going to give you a little video of introduction to the advanced side of it. This is the most important part. What Vince Ortega is doing, and I apologize for talking so fast. You can watch a replay of this and hit the play at half speed, and it'll probably sound normal instead of. Okay. Anyways, I'm not crazy. Okay. Vince Ortega is putting together a marketing portal. Okay. And if you click here, it's going to take you to cbdsalesfunnels.com, and you can register. Again, his is like ours. It's open to everybody. And he's going to have training on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And he's going to have some capture pages, some sales funnels and stuff to use, and all kinds of cool things that he's putting together. I just don't want people to get, I call it advanced marketing because I don't want you to get sidetracked until you've had a little success. Okay. Under resources, you're going to find, I'm going to take all of the files that make sense still that are in the files section of the Gearing Dream Team Facebook group. So if you're looking for the disclaimers, the MDC disclaimers, boom, click here, grab what you want, right? If you're looking for my Google Drive resource, click here, click on this, and you've got all kinds of templates that you can use, graphics that you can use, videos, all kinds of stuff, right? JC Mastermind. How many of you are a part of, if you're not a part of the JC Mastermind training, you need to go there and become a part of it, okay? And if you can't find the link, just let me know, let one of the leaders know, we'll send you the link. But here's the big thing about that is when you go there, it's broken down in units and all this other, and all these other things that you can go to the discussion and search for things. I'm taking every single one of their trainings and I've just put them in a link here, in a list. So now you can go through, oh wait, let's see. Last one, oh, Recruiting 101. She just did this yesterday. Boom, it's up here. Here's my little, summary of it. We're gonna go over that today. I've put some text that, if they put text there, I've tried to put that in there. Team building strategies, if it's leadership, using the tools to run your business, all of these, they're all here right now in a great condensed, convenient place where you can check it out, okay? Mindset, Money and the Law of Attraction, Abraham Hicks. I'm going to be adding all kinds of things from Jim Rohn here and Bob Proctor that you're going to get, okay? CBD videos. How many times have you getting people on your team that are saying, oh man, well, remember that one that was about your endocannabinoid system explained? Well, here it is. Boom, right there for you. All in one place. Learn the truth about cannabis. Demystifying the endocannabinoid system. CBD 101 with Jenna. Was that an amazing training? It's all right here under CBD. Full spectrum versus THC free with Josh. And again, these are all going to continue to grow. Every time I find something, instead of it going in all over the place and people trying to look for it, you're going to be able to go right here and check it all out. Now, okay, what do you guys think about this? Is this going to help you at all? Is this going to change how you build your team? Now, here's what I will tell you is, thank you so much. If you don't use it, if you don't register for it, if you don't teach your people to do it, then it's just going to be a resource sitting out there, and everybody's going to be confused, and you're going to wonder why your team's not growing. Okay? It's there for you to use. So you need to bookmark and write down daringdreamteam.com/onboarding, because that's the place you want to start all of your new people. Don't worry about what groups they've got to join, all of that other stuff. You send them one place. Onboarding. The first thing they're going to be told to do is connect with you, contact you, and talk to you. The second thing is they're going to be told to create an account in here and go through the getting started. I can't hardly make it any simpler. No, not your pre-enrollees. This is just for your people once they've gone from pre-enrollee to paid affiliate. This is for your paid affiliates, right? Okay. Any questions about that before I jump into the next section here?
Hey, Ron, just to clarify, this is outstanding. Thank you so much, Ron. Just to clarify, this is for everyone. Tara Scary's team, the Puko team, Aaron Kaufman team, so on and so forth. Everyone.
Everyone in the world.
Awesome.
Anybody that wants to use it. Mindset of abundance. You're very, very welcome. Any other questions? I'm trying to make this as simplistic. Christopher Livingston and I talk about this all the time. He talks about it on his stuff. Carlos does. All the leaders do. The KISS principle, right? Keep it simple. Silly. The simpler you make things for people, the more success you're going to have. The more success you're going to have. Okay? All right. So let's go real quickly here, because I'll be disappointed in myself if I run out of time and my superstar, Mr. Carlos, doesn't have time to talk. So he's got the best of the best. All right. So let's talk about, for those of you who haven't seen, obviously you can go to the training portal. You can go down to JZ Mastermind, click on that link and go to the bottom, and you'll see a link to watch Jenna go through yesterday's training, Recruiting 101, 5 Steps to Become a Master Recruiter by Jenna Zweigel. Okay. I'm going to go through the summary points of that so that you guys get it, because I know some of you haven't had a chance to go through it, and I think it's incredibly important. I love what she did in taking this and putting the 5 steps together, but and made it, again, simple. Okay. So the first one, and I can't stress this enough, she did, I do, everybody that knows about building this business will tell you this is without question number 1. Confidence and belief. It really comes down to, again, mindset. Mindset is 90% of your business. If your mindset is not in line with positive confidence, posture, belief, and success, you're going to have whatever your mindset is, I'm going to tell you this joke, and you're either going to laugh or you're going to look at me like I have a third eye in the middle of my forehead. But many, many years ago, I was in a training seminar with a gentleman by the name of Tom Hopkins. And Tom Hopkins, for those of you who know who Tom Hopkins is, Tom Hopkins for many, many years was the #1 real estate salesperson in the world. He was the #1 trainer of people in the world. He's the innovator of low profile selling, question-based selling, and so forth. Tom Hopkins, and he's about this tall, a little short guy. But he was telling a story where him and one of his buddies was in a meeting, a convention with Zig Ziglar, and they were at the front of the line, so they were sitting right up front. And Zig Ziglar was up there just spouting off wisdom after wisdom after wisdom. And he looked at everybody there, and he looked at them all very seriously and said, "You will become what you think about most." And the guy sitting next to Tom Hopkins nudges him and he says, I think I'm becoming a woman. Okay, you did laugh. It is pretty funny, right? But okay. The reality is, oh, I'm so glad I got a laugh out of that. That's, you know, I'm not a comic. The reality is what you put into your mind is what you're going to end up being, and what you're going to be realizing in your business and your life and everything else. So if you wake up every single morning and it's, you know, you're having a hard time, I'm going to do the Bob Newhart on you. Stop it. Make a conscious decision to swap it around. And I'm saying this because I'm no different than any of you. I have to stop it every single day. Every morning I get up. Now, the difference maybe between me and you is it only takes me a second to stop it and start, you know, jumping in and going like crazy. But it wasn't always that way. And I've always been a pretty positive, upbeat person. But let me tell you, I've been through some things in my life that have really brought me down on a lot of occasions. So you gotta, it's a choice. First one, confidence and belief. Number two, we've always been told, don't prejudge, don't prejudge. And when you first get started in a business, you really don't want to prejudge because you don't know, and you're excited and you want to get somebody going and you want to get as much as you can, you know, activity going and people signing up and everything else. But you're going to find that as you get a few people on your team, you're going to realize that, wow, this isn't for everybody. And if you've got to bring someone in begging, kicking, and screaming, the entire time you're working with those people are going to be kicking and screaming, and it's going to be a pain in the butt. So that's why she talks about you've got to be a talent scout. You've got to be someone that's out there always looking, always on the prowl for that person that might fit the team that you're on, right? If you're in basketball, football, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, whatever it might be, right? If you understand what talent scouts and sporting scouts do is they are on the prowl all the time, not just for anybody. When people say, well, you know, who's your perfect audience? And people say, well, everybody needs CBD. It's not true. Your perfect audience is not everybody. You need to be a talent scout. You're trying to recruit the best of the best so that your team can win. Now, at first, you're going to want to take everybody, and you'll start sorting it out and going, oh, yeah, okay, the people that don't want to do it are going to weed out. Maybe put together a little questionnaire of the things you want people to you know, sign up for. I love what she was talking about. Well, remember when you said that you were willing to work, you know, 10 hours a week part-time, and you had the money to pay for your auto ship and so forth and so on? What changed? What happened? Because if you go through and ask all these questions and pre-qualify people and get them on board, understanding exactly where they are at in the process of building this business, you can always come back and say, what happened? What happened? You said you were going to be able to do this. You said you were committed. You said you were going to do it. Okay. So I love this term that she used. There are hunters and huggers. Carlos, have you ever heard that before? I've never heard hunters and hunted, but I've never heard of hunters and huggers. And she said the huggers were the people that were just comfortable. They were comfortable in their job. Why can't we all get along? Everybody needs, it's like, you know, the Care Bears, right? Those people are comfortable. They don't want to change, right? You're looking for the hunters, the people that are out there, they're uncomfortable. They want to change. They're unhappy with what's going on. They're the people that are saying, I don't want this job anymore, and are willing to do something to change it. So you need to make sure. And you need to start asking more questions. Don't just take the fact that they're excited and you're excited now. Yay, somebody's joining. Qualify them, okay? Qualify them. Third, common ground conversations. I love this. You know, we feel like when we start talking to people on Facebook that we're in a whole new world. And we've got to come up with scripts and lingo and all this other stuff. Just have a common conversation with people. Find out what the common grounds is. Stop looking at everybody as a prospect in your next meal, right? Don't do these bait and switch tactics that people have used for years. That's why, for me, I love attraction marketing, but I want people to know what I'm doing. I don't want them to be surprised when I say, oh, by the way, I've got a home-based business. I want them to look at my profile and make sure they understand what's going on in my life. that I like, I'm a pilot. I like to fly. I like my dogs. My puppy. By the way, my puppy is 6 months old today. I get every time I walk him, people are asking me, now, how old is your dog? 3 or 4 years old? It's like, I know he's 6 months, but he's 80 some pounds already. But this is something that we need to get back to, is just having conversations, right? Go to someone's profile and find, 3 to 5 things that are relevant on their profile, right? Now, if you go to Jenna's profile right now, what do you think is who can tell me what's the most relevant thing on her profile right now that you'd want to talk to her about? Anybody? It starts with a Z. Jim, what is it? Unmute yourself. Oops. Here, let me unmute you. Okay, go ahead. We can hear you.
Oh, I thought it would be her new baby.
Her new baby?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go to Jenna's profile right now, and then you come back to her and say, hey, how you doing? Anything new in your life? She's going to look at you like, what are you talking about? Have you not looked at my profile? I just got a baby, and it's all over her profile, right? So go out to people's profile, find, I don't know, 3 to 5 things that are relevant on their profile that you can talk to, that lets them know that you're not part of the, I don't care how much you know until you know how much I care. You're a part of that second part of that saying. They know how much you care because you've taken the time, right? All right. If you're talking to other networkers and you're asking them, how's that going for you? How's that business going for you? Guess what they're going to tell you? They're going to lie. They're going to lie all day long. Man, it's going phenomenal. Oh, man, our company is exploding and everything. And you may have just read on the internet that their company got shut down, or, their company's in legal things and everything else. But they're going to tell you everything, and you're going to do the same thing. All right? That's if you're talking to another MLMer. Don't try to tear them down. Don't try to make yours better than theirs and everything. Encourage them. Support them. Get them excited, because you know what? When things go awry for that network marketer, the person that they're going to look to is the person that was kind to them in the beginning, not the people that tell them your company sucks. It's going down the tubes, right? And I love one of the last things she says was, use humor in your conversation. Keep it casual. Getting them. She has a knack for getting people to like her right up front. Within a few sentences, within a few statements, she's got people laughing and liking them right up front. Oh, my dog's found something. That was the big brother. That was our big Newfoundland, his brother that you heard there. Gabriel is on his way out the door. I didn't find out why he's barking. But okay. All right. So number 3 was common ground conversations. Number 4 is listen for the problems. You should be you want to now become a consultant. You want to become a doctor. I love that example she gave. You want to be, when you walk into the doctor's office, the first thing they do is what? They start asking you questions, a ton of questions, because they can't diagnose what's going on in your life unless they know what's going on, right? They need to know what's going on. So you're going to be asking questions. You want to ask questions. You want to mentally gather and create a rap sheet, if you will, on that person, okay? Because you need to know what to prescribe them, whether you're going to prescribe them a customer, whether you're going to prescribe them to be a paid affiliate, or whether you're going to prescribe them to keep their job and keep doing what they're doing, right? Some people aren't for this. But unless you ask questions, unless you become that person that is a master in asking questions, you're going to have a hard time letting them know what your prescription is. And don't feel bad if your prescription after you, because here's what happens all the time with people. They ask a few questions, and the person on the other side is clearly giving them answers that indicate they just want to be a customer. And yet the paid affiliate is saying, yep, I think you should be a paid affiliate. And then they wonder why it doesn't work. Be okay with customers. Be okay with paid affiliates. Be okay with people that it's just not right for them now. The timing just may not be right. But you're not going to know any of that unless you get good at asking them questions, right? Number 5. Be the solution. This is so critical. Be the solution, right? You're either a part of the problem or you're a part of the solution. We've told our kids that from when they were young and little. What do you want to be? You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. Which do you want to be? So you need to, after you've asked all the questions, right? After you've asked a number of questions and somebody's telling you, because I guarantee you, no matter how good someone presents their life to you, if you continue to ask questions, at some point they're going to say, well, you know, I wanted to take my wife and family on a vacation this year and it just didn't work out. We just didn't have the time or we didn't have the money. You know, now that you mention it, boy, if I could change something right now, I'd change this. Because you're asking questions, right? You're genuinely interested in finding out. If any of you saw my live the other day, you're not being interesting, you're being interested. And you're asking the questions because you're interested in becoming the solution. And now that they finally fessed up to what's going on and what their struggles are having, now you can become the solution. Do you want me to give you a fish or do you want me to teach you to fish? Then you can point, and maybe you've not had the success and maybe you're not the one they need to talk to. It's okay. Point, guide, and direct them. Learn how to point, guide, and direct them and point them to the upline and edify whoever that upline is, whether it's myself or Dawn or Lily or Carlos or Troy or you know, Robert, Jenna and Josh, whatever. Whoever you learn to edify, and make them the solution until you can become the solution. Okay, those are the 5 points. And if you understand that you are just in a sorting mode, he's out there. This is his little off button. He's out there barking. One click of this, and he tends to stop. Something must be really bothering him. So those are the 5 that she gave. Watch that video. You're just in a sorting. You're out there sorting and pre-qualifying and asking questions and getting gooder and gooder and gooder. So with that said, I am going to, it's 9:48, and Carlos, whatever time you need, I'm going to turn this over to Carlos, and I'm going to like disappear a little bit because I'm going to run out and make sure someone's not attacking my house. But please, let's use this portal. Any suggestions, any comments, anything that you have that can make this better and simpler for our team, more duplicatable, don't hesitate to reach out to me, reach out to your upline, reach out to anybody. Let me know, get the information to me, and please watch Jenna's Recruiting 101. Okay? God bless you. Carlos.
All right, Ron, amazing. Thank you so much for everything that you do for us. I mean, you just make things so simple. Amazing servant of God. Thank you so much, Ron. Give it up for Ron. We love Ron Deering. Thank you so much, Ron. All right, awesome, guys. Guys, I will keep this brief. Yeah, go ahead. Everybody say thank you to Ron. All right, awesome.
Thank you, superstar Ron.
All right, guys, I will keep this brief so we can go back to work and start impacting some lives. So how do we get to that point? Because we got all the tools. We know what needs to get done, right? Some of us do it. Some of us do it a little bit. Some of us a lot. Some of us get discouraged when we don't get the results that we want. Some of us get discouraged when we get rejection. So how do we get past that? Because that's really the key, right? And if you guys saw the live that I did yesterday, and I'm going to get a little deeper on the live that I did yesterday because I told a story about this amazing woman named Jacquelina. Well, I've seen her name both as Jacqueline and I've seen it as Jacquelina. All right, so we'll just call her Jacqueline. Jacqueline Aiden. And I'm going to share, once we're done, I'm going to share her Instagram link here so you can start following her. And I was very impressed. I'm very moved by the person that she's become. Okay. And a little background on the live that I did. So, you know, Jacquelina, she got to the point, or Jacqueline, she got to the point where she weighed 510 pounds. Right? She became, you know, so how did she get there? Depression, you know, just kind of letting go, just a lot of things that affected her life. So I don't even know that much. So I'm going to start digging more into her story. But something happened that triggered where she says, I'm not going to live like this anymore. And that's where we need to get to. Okay. It's different for all of us. And there's different trigger points for all of us, but I'm going to get into her story. So she is, 510 pounds, preschool teacher, and young woman. I'm not sure how old she is, but she looks young. She looks like she's probably in her late 20s, early 30s kind of thing. And, she just let herself go to depression, to eating, so on and so forth. And I'm not judging her, and I'm not body shaming her whatsoever. That's not what I'm doing here. But I just love her story. But she was in Disneyland, okay? She was in Disneyland with her friends and family. And she had to have a special wheelchair that she needed to use because the regular wheelchairs just didn't fit her, okay? And she had to go through a turnstile, okay? So she went through a turnstile and she got stuck for quite a while. And attendants, workers from the park had to come, and it was a big commotion to help her out. And she's sitting there making jokes about herself to try and laugh things off. Her friends are obviously and family are being supportive, but the rest of the crowd wasn't being that supportive with her. They're making jokes at her, and she sees the looks on her, look of pity, look of shame, so on and so forth. And she finally got out, and she's trying to laugh it off, just making jokes of herself. And she went to the washroom, and she cried like a baby. She made a decision at that point. That was a life-changing moment for her. She made a decision to never, ever, ever feel like that again. She says, I'm going to do whatever it takes to change my life. I've been stuck like this for a long time, and I'm not going to go through this anymore. And slowly but surely, she started to change her habit. But it started with a decision. It started with a decision, and that's the decision that we need to get to. So whatever pain that you're going through in your life, right, you need to come to that decision, whatever that may be. So she started with that decision that's it. In Spanish, it's no más, no more. I am not going to live like this anymore. I've had enough. I'm going to do whatever it takes to live a different lifestyle from this point forward, okay? Whether it's you're stuck in an abusive relationship and a spouse that's abusing on you emotionally, verbally, maybe even physically, okay? Whether it's you're stuck financially and you can't do the things that you want to do with your children. I talked to a friend of mine a long time ago, and I'm not going to mention their name. They're on our team. And she couldn't, it was her daughter's birthday, and she couldn't even, her daughter, just a lovely girl, lovely young girl. And all she wanted was her birthday. She loves Mexican food. All she wanted was, Mom, I just want a homemade chocolate cake, and let's just go to the supermarket, buy some beef and some tortillas and some avocados, and I just want, that's it, just here in a family. And guess what? She couldn't afford to do that. She made a decision that I'm not doing this anymore. Okay? So what is that for you? You make the decision that I am, I don't know what I'm going to do to feed my children. I don't know what I'm going to do to get out of this abusive relationship. I don't know what I'm going to do to stop feeling stuck. But I made the decision that I'm not doing this anymore. And then you do what Christopher Livingston did. Ignorance on fire. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Now he knows the answers to everything. But back when Christopher first started, right, he didn't know what he was doing. Like, Carlos, I don't know what I'm doing. You just reach out to people. Reach out to people that need help. Everyone needs help, okay? Reach out to people with a passion, ignorance on fire, and that's what Christopher did, and that's what you've got to do. But you've got to get to that point. Whatever it is that you're feeling stuck with, okay, what is that trigger point for you? And on the story with Jacqueline, so slowly but surely, she started to shed some pounds, right? So these are some of her tips to success. Number one, she says, take baby steps. You don't need to, you know what? I had a lot of weight to lose, and I knew this was not going to happen overnight, and I knew it was going to be hard, but I started to make little decisions, little steps. So what did she do? She stopped buying junk food, right? No more ice cream, and that's my weakness, by the way. If those of you guys don't know me, ice cream is my weakness, right? But she says no more ice cream, no more cornflakes, no more sugary snacks. She started to change slowly but surely. Okay, now she cheated just a little bit. She said, you know what? I'm going to reward myself for 6 days of hard work. I'm going to reward myself. I'm going to cheat a little bit on Sunday. And she would buy her favorite snack, her favorite sweet treat or whatever to cheat on. But she took baby steps. But guess what? Those baby steps led to momentum. Because there's something that happens when you make that decision to say, wow, you know what? I feel good about myself that I made a step in that right direction. And now you multiply that over time, 6, 7, 14 days, 30 days, you start to feel good about yourself, and you're like, momentum just takes over. You become addicted to, like, I love how I'm starting to feel about myself. But it starts with that decision, that trigger point. What is that trigger point for you? And that's what you got to hang on to. Christopher Livingston said, you know what? I am not feeling like this anymore. Okay. I'm tired of feeling hurt and neglected and shameful, that I just need to reach out to people, because this little miracle oil changed my life. And I know it can change the lives of so many people. And you've got to get to the point where you start, you're like, this is not about you, about me. This is about impacting other people regarding this. And as a result, Christopher, like, he's impacted millions of people, and you become addicted to that. You become addicted to helping others. And I'm telling you, if you look at where I was just a year ago, so I was with a business and I was making amazing money, and then it just closed up overnight. But I didn't feel good about myself with that business. It was just about making money. Now we're promoting this amazing miracle. I call it God's oil. This is God's oil. Okay. This is God's oil, and we need to share this. So this is almost like the gospel. This is our version of the gospel. Right? This is God's oil that we need to share with other people. And I just can't shut up. I'm on the mountaintop. I'm the light on the mountaintop, and I need to share this with others. You know what? For some, it's the right timing. For others, it's not. And that's okay. And that's where it goes back to Ron Deering said, be a good sorter of people, right? Come back at another time. Because when you reach out to people, right, and you got a shirt, and by the way, just go to Amazon. Go to Amazon.com, buy a shirt. I shared this with Don yesterday, Don Ludwin Rodarte, okay? Go to Amazon.com and just type in, ask me about CBD t-shirt. Just type that in, ask me about CBD t-shirt. Buy a t-shirt for $20. Buy a few of them, few different colors, and it just says, ask me about CBD. And as you're walking around, wherever you're going, the grocery store, the movies, with family, that's a conversation starter. Ask me about CBD. That's a conversation starter. Okay, go ahead and do that. I promise you, you're on an airplane, you're wherever. Okay, people are gonna start asking you about CBD. Oh yeah, well, absolutely, right? Yeah, let me tell you about this amazing one, because guess what? They're already interested. They're already interested. But that gets people started on conversations. But you gotta get to that point where you make that decision. Okay, Cristina, Stacy, Michael, Laura, Guy, okay, Liz, Carla, Rhonda, Lauren, so on and so forth, okay? I don't know what is your trigger point. For each of us, it's different. Ray Folletti, it looks like it's Ray Folletti's lovely wife that's on there, okay? What is it for you guys? I don't know, but you've got to get to that point where I'm not living like this anymore. I'm tired. For many of us, we're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I did that for a long time. Who's tired of living paycheck to paycheck and barely making ends meet? You know, I call it being one paycheck away from being broke. Okay, and that is 78% of the American public, and I would say worldwide, right? 78. We're one paycheck away from being broke. And when you make that decision that I'm not living like this anymore, that's when life changes for you. And it worked with Jacqueline. And guess what? So I titled my live yesterday, okay, how to find purpose in your pain. How to find purpose in your pain. We all have some pain. There's not a single person on this live that hasn't experienced some pain, whether relationally, emotionally, financially, economically. Our children, maybe some of our children have gone on to be with God, whatever, an illness, whatever the case may be. All of us have gone through pain, and we're going to continue to go through them, because Jesus told us, hey, if we're in this world, we're going to experience problems. That's a part of life. You know, I love what Les Brown likes to say. It's called life. It's called life. Okay, how are we going to deal with it? All right, we just get through it. Know that, hey, that's okay. You know what? I'm going through a tough time right now, but God is going to help me get through it. I am going to do everything that I can to move forward, and nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to do the best. God does the rest. I'm going to do the best. God does the rest. And that is it. So make that decision to say, I'm not living like this anymore, and move forward ignorance on fire, like Christopher. I love sharing Christopher Livingston's story. I tell Christopher, I impact more people with your story than you do, right? Because I share Christopher's story more than I share mine. And if you don't feel you have a story, that's okay. Share Ron's Deering's story. Share Christopher Livingston's story, right? Share Ariel Harris's story. Share my story, whatever you want. Okay, it doesn't have to be about you, because oftentimes you're gonna impact more people, okay, with your other people's story, and that's okay. All right, move on. Be a good sorter of people, and I promise you, if you do that consistently over time, you're gonna start to experience what Jacquelina is experiencing, right? And what is she experiencing now? She has a massive following. So she ended up losing. She went from 510 pounds. She lost 350 pounds. She's down to 160 pounds. 160 pounds. And I love that one. That is so amazing. That is so transformational. But it started with that decision, guys. Okay? And it took hard work and dedication and commitment and sobbing and sweating and blood and guts and tears. Because I promise you, just because you make that decision, it doesn't mean that the road is going to be easy. It's going to be tough, and you're going to feel like giving up. And you got to wear a t-shirt like this and says, never give up. I am never giving up. And that's the decision that she made. But guess what happened? She started to impact people's lives. People were like, wow, oh my goodness, that is so amazing. That is so amazing. You changed my life. Now she has, like, I think 144,000 followers on Instagram. It's just a matter of time before she ends up on the Ellen Show and the Oprah Show and so on and so forth, right? So she impacts people's life because she decided that she was not going to live like that anymore, and she was going to help others. She helped herself first, but then she helped others, okay? She helped herself by making a decision to not live like that anymore and taking steps every single day towards her goal. She envisioned who she was going to be, the person that she become. But then she had a little setback. And this is part of the story on the live that I said yesterday, because guess what? When you start having success, the enemies and the trolls come out, and that's when you know that you're playing big, all right? And that's when you got to give yourself a pat in the back, because when the haters come out, that's when you know you're playing big. And that means God has something great in store for you, and that's when you should push forward. I had a hater come out. I want to tell you about my hater that I had yesterday in just a little bit. But so what happened to her? She had already lost the pounds. And as you can imagine, okay, when you lose that much weight, you got a lot of loose hanging skin. So she had not worn a bathing suit in years. She was too ashamed to do so. So you had a lot of loose hanging skin on her legs, on her belly, all that kind of stuff. But she says, you know what? I'm going to wear a bathing suit today. She wore a one-piece bathing suit, and she looked very lovely in it. But she had a lot of loose hanging skin. And she's in Mexico, and she's vacationing, and she's having a good time feeling about herself. And then all of a sudden, the hater comes out. It was another couple that was vacationing as well, and they started to talk about her and joke and laugh about her. She was about to crawl back under her shell, but she says, wait a second. I'm not the same person that I was yesterday. I'm a new creation in Christ. And I am not going to let them get me down. She smiled at them. She said, thank you. I love you. God bless you. And she just went on, and she felt great about herself. Nothing was going to stop her. Nothing was going to stop her. And she made that decision. And guess what? Her life has never been the same. I'm telling you, she's going to impact many lives. And so what is your thing? What is your trigger? What has got you stuck? What's it going to take for you to make that decision? Because I'm telling you that you're here. You are all worthy. There's not a single one of you here that is not worthy, that is not loved. All right, Cristina, you're very special. Stacy, you're very special. Laura, Guy, Liz, Raymond Folletti's lovely wife, Jason Kelly, Arlene Fisher, Leticia Soto, Wayne Whalen, Lawrence Smith, Kimberly Cooper, Yolanda, Carla, all of you guys. Hannah Anna, you're amazing. All right, you guys are loved. Ellen Wright, who's else there? Laura again. We got Jana Fogelman, right? Susan Goldsberry. You got Wayne. We got Mike Smith. We got Cheryl. Susan Forey, all the way South Africa. Jane Millikenhorn. Oh my goodness. I love you guys so much. Jim Eckel. Okay, and if I didn't mention your name, please forgive me. I'm Lois 246. You guys are amazing. You guys are loved. You are worthy of love, of being loved. Just move forward and love, impact lives. Ignorance on fire. I believe in you guys. I love you. Until the next time, bye for now. Love you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're very
Hey, Carlos,
welcome.
thank you. We put that link in the
Love you, brother. Love
Which
Carlos?
link, John?
Yes,
The
yes,
one
yes.
he was telling us about, the lady, her story.
Jacqueline Aiden, yeah, you want me to put the link? Yes, I'm going to put the link right now. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're
And
very
also,
welcome.
you from the mother and the father.
for those of you who didn't see it, Carlos put the links for the onboarding and the membership. Please, please, please use those. I want to close today with one last thing. Can you guys see my little guy here?
Yeah.
That's him, 6 months old today, 180 pounds. Yeah, look at that mouth. This is the most important 8 days of your business in 2019. Do you guys understand that? You need to do anything and everything you can to get momentum over the next 8 days going into September and then into the convention, whether you're going or not. Now, those of you who are going, that's amazing. That's phenomenal. I guarantee you it's gonna change your business. But even if you're not going, it's not going to, just because you're not going isn't going to change the fact that they're going to make these announcements and all of this stuff is going to happen, right? It's going to happen. And this company is going to go ballistic. I believe in my heart, without a shadow of a doubt, that this is going to be one of the next billion-dollar companies, with or without us. But the next 8 days are going to be crucial for your team and you, and how many people you can bring on, how many people that you can get inspired on your team to get going, because the momentum you get going into September and October are huge. It's huge. If you can just bring in one person, get them excited, September will be on fire for you. Make sure, reach out to your team. Make sure they've all ordered. They're all current. They're all active. They are not going to want to miss out on what's happening in October. I can tell you. What little I know, and Carlos and I can't say, what little I know is going to change this company overnight. And you've got an opportunity to take advantage of that or not. But it's not going to happen again. This is it. This is the time. And these next 8 days, starting right now, today, and that's why we're not going to have a training next week. I want you to utilize the next 8 days to the fullest. Make this 8 business days. Like your business is going under, your business is on the brink of falling apart if you don't spend the next 8 days doing anything and everything you can. I promise you it will be well worth it. I don't care if you just bring in one person or you don't bring in anybody. You're getting the momentum going in that process. And it's going to make all the difference in the world. Now, I've talked to a lot of the other leaders in the company, and what they've told me one thing. August has been a slow month. That's okay. Let's just not make it an ending month. Mm-hmm. Let's just not make it, for those of you, make sure you requal. Make sure you hit at least the qualifications that you're at, 5K, 10K, 25K, whatever it is, and get some momentum going into that next one. Maybe you won't go as far as you were the month before. That's okay. Make your qualifications. Do whatever it takes to get requalified, right? If you're at 1K, 2K, get it again, okay? Don't let the next 8 days sit by the wayside because you feel like, it's August is a bad month anyways. I'll hit it again in September. It's like starting that car pushing all over again. You don't want to do that. I'm just telling you. It's coming from 40 years of experience and the wisdom of my heart and what God's put on my heart. I've sent an email out to every single one on the Dream Team, every 3,000 or 2,800 people on our team. I sent an email out today just reminding you, you don't know what's coming in October. I'm just telling you, I can't stress this enough. We are going to blow the network marketing world away. It gives me chills. It gives me chills every time I think about it. What's going to happen in October at the convention and what they're going to announce? please, 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 the next 8 days, don't let the next 8 days go by the wayside. So God bless you all. Let's let the world know that we've got something they need and want. So God bless you.
Love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, everyone.
Carlos.
Everyone, if you need
Hi, Carlos.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, Ron. Thank you, Carlos.
thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Hey, Jana. Good to see you guys.
Hey, Ron. Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Ron.
Good to see you, Wayne. LW.
Thanks,
Arlene.
Thanks, Carlos.
Thanks,
Susan.
Ron Carlos.
Love you guys.
Love everybody. Jason, good to
Have
see
a
you.
great day, everyone.
Bye, Deborah Zeka.
Have a good one, Carlos.
What's up, Mr. Mike? How are you, my brother?
I'm good, and you, brother?
I am blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much for asking.
Living
Don't
your
forget,
lives, Mike.
speaking of
Doing
blessed and highly
amazing.
favored, don't forget about Robert Hollis' training coming up in 45 minutes. Robert
Yeah.
Hollis.com.
I'm the tribe.
I didn't go to work soon, but I'll try and listen to it.
Okay, that sounds good.
God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
Bless you. Love you guys.
Bye,
Bye,
Ron.
Susan.
Have a blessed day.
Bye, Lawrence. Bye, Arlene. Bye, Jim Mickle, Rhonda, Jason Kelly. Bye, Marcy.